Good morning. Hi, my name is Matt. I've been putting out these shorts every single day for the last 8 or so days. I'm here in my backyard. As you can see behind me is my wife's wonderful work with plants, mostly succulents. But more about myself, I just wanted to kind of share about who I am, why I'm putting these videos out for what it's worth. I've been a nurse for about 12 plus years. I've done med-surg, step-down, ICU, different ICUs, neuro ICU, CV ICU, medical ICU, but um, I've been doing these shorts just so I can kind of help whoever I can out in the world for what's, I just say for what it's worth again, but I did. I've always enjoyed helping people. I've always especially enjoyed helping new nurses because as anybody who's been a nurse, we all struggle when we first start out, especially as like student nurses, just trying to get your footing, just kind of get a feel of like who you're going to be or who you want to be as a nurse, your workflow, and just to get a rhythm, just to get like an understanding of like what this career is. And in these shorts and in these videos, I don't really want to be someone who necessarily just, talks about how great nursing is because, just like any career field, there's pluses and minuses. There's great things like job security, life-changing events that you get to witness sometimes on a daily basis. Then there's also things about it that are not so great. The physical and emotional toll it may have on you, and without decent coping skills and without healthy man not manners, healthy practices in your life, it could be very detrimental to you. So I just wanted to make this quick little video, just kind of explain who I am, where I'm coming from. Um, just hope that if you guys have any questions, any comments, just drop them in. I can try to address them in my little shorts that I'm doing. I eventually want to put out a little bit of a longer format video or maybe just audio. The channel is called I am in podcast, or as it was long as its long form name is I'm the Nurse Podcast. And we'll see if we keep that name or not. I'm thinking of other names. I kind of want to have discussions with the nurses just to kind of help share their experiences so that maybe that can help somebody else who's struggling out there, regardless of what the circumstances are. And I hope if it has any kind of impact on anybody at all, that you can share with me or share with other people, see if it may help them, and we'll see how long this lasts. This is really just something that I'm doing like on the side. I'm not really trying to necessarily create some kind of like brand or large podcast or anything like that. If it turns into that, great. If it doesn't, oh well. I have my own obligations as it is. Besides being a nurse, I have a father. I'm a husband. So we'll see. There was one more thing I was going to try to share with you guys. Don't want to run out of time too much. I got kids about to wake up probably in the next 30 minutes or so. One of the things I think that's important to remember as you become a more developed nurse, as you get more experience under your belt, is a couple of things, but I'm going to leave it just at one thing this time, is that do not allow yourself to become numb to the profession. What I mean by that is that, especially if you are in a role where there's a lot of high stress, there's a lot of things that happen very quickly. If anybody's watched The Pit, it's a very good example. Shout out to all the ER nurses. It's easy sometimes just to numb yourself to that stuff. And if you do that and it becomes a habit, a couple things will happen. One will be, this is not necessarily a generalization, but it's a very good possibility, is that you'll become not just numb to the occurrences of what happens on the unit, you also become numb to the other things in your life. It can also start to make you have a hard time processing those very stressful, very sudden things that may happen, whether it's a patient passing away, a quick change in the patient's status, something else going on with the patient or family. regardless, it will bleed into the way that not only do you interact with your patients, with their families, but also with your own personal, it will affect your own personal relationship. So just find a way to acknowledge the things that happen in those moments, find a way to cope with that, exercise, read a book, go outside, maybe watch a movie. Find some way that's a healthy way to cope with those things. And do not allow that stuff to affect you, because you will become jaded. You'll become withdrawn, maybe not dramatically, but in some ways. You may find a hard time um, being able to express your own emotions with patients and families. And there's a right way and a right time to do that kind of stuff. So be mindful of that. But that's just my little tidbit, something that I've experienced myself, to kind of share with you guys, and to help any of those who are going through that to, keep on pursuing a good career, keep on pursuing a good life, keep on pursuing um, anything and everything you want to achieve in this life that you have, whether it's in nursing or anything else. But really, just try not to let yourself become too numb of everything. And we'll see how this video does. We'll see how the shorts do. Like I said, I'm doing more so just to see if it helps somebody out there in the world. And that'll be the end for this video. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. If there's any topics you want me to touch upon in the shorts or in these videos, let me know. And catch you guys later. I think I got a kid to go get.